Hello and welcome. This is another edition of All for the Culture podcast and YouTube show. Today our special guest is a producer, a DJ, and a rapper. He has a lot of buzz and a strong presence here in Texas because of hits like, I Just Pulled Off the Lie and things like that. Today our guest is none other than DJ XO, like the drug.
What's up with it?
Nah, man, how you doing, man? How you doing today?
Man, I'm good, feeling good on this Henny.
Hot out there though, right, man? It's hot, man. People don't know how hot it be here in Houston, man.
Houston hot as hell.
It should be too hot. So we like to start from the very beginning. We like to get to know the artist. So tell me about, your early life, where you were born, where you grew up, what side of town. Were you always living in Houston, or did you live somewhere else prior?
I lived in Houston my whole life, but man, it was hard. Like me growing up, it was hard. Like I come from, the southwest side area, like Beach Nut, Willcrest.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the A-Leaf area.
Yeah.
You know how it is coming up with, nothing.
Sure.
Really struggling. Like I lived in shelters.
Yeah.
All that.
Okay.
You feel me? Okay. With my mother. You know what I'm saying? I really turned my life from.
So talk about how you feel that molded you, going through that.
It turned me into who I am today. You know what I'm saying? I'm very hard working. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nobody that work harder than me. You know what I'm saying? There's not too many people in the city that want it more than me. But that's because I'm really the kid that they talk about in their songs. You feel me? It's a difference when you the rapper or when you the person that the rapper talking about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't go out, I wasn't out shooting niggas, but how they talk about, how they try to make it seem like they really from the hood and we was really struggling, we didn't really have, that's really me.
Yeah. Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Like it not most of the time it don't be really them. It really be a brother or another family member that really went through that. You feel me?
Okay. So you talked about your mother. What kind of parent was she? What kind of relationship did you and your mother have?
Well, me and my mother, we close. You know what I'm saying? She was a single mother. She did everything on her own, 4 kids, but you know what I'm saying? We're like best friends, and she's very, very, very strong,
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you being involved in so many aspects of the culture, right? The DJing, the rapping, and the producing. Yeah. That tells me already that you love the culture. So what I want to know is like, what drew you to the culture? Do you remember the first rap song you heard, and who were your early influences? Who did you listen to growing up?
Honestly, man, that's a crazy question. Like I'm an 80s baby. I was born in 88, so we grew up listening to like Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
We grew up, you know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne was like in my era, like where I grew up at, Lil Wayne was like our greatest rapper of all time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Whether he is or not, but that was, you know what I'm saying? We was walking around with cargo shorts. Yeah. With the fucking, you know what I'm saying? We changed our whole style after a while. You know what I'm saying? Because of Lil Wayne.
Yeah, for sure.
You feel me? So
that's who you grew up. That's who you grew up listening to. Do you remember the first rap song you heard though?
The first rap song, that's hard. I honestly, it probably was Yin Yang Twins or something. I don't know. Yeah. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's hard to really.
What age did you start getting into music?
I mean, I've been playing the drums since I was 4 years old.
Oh, okay. Were you in band in like school at all?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
You were in band?
I was in band. I did everything. Yeah, I played snare drum. I played almost every percussion instrument there probably is.
Me too.
Yeah. See, I was on that percussion side, man. Yeah.
That's what helps with the beats, I think, right? Like making the beats, it gives you like a little bit of an edge.
Your rhythm, yeah. Like that's why certain producers are stronger in like the drum area. Or it's some producers that their drums aren't really that good, but their music is really good. Like I'm gonna tell you somebody that's really good with percussion, like Timberland.
Yeah. Okay.
You listen to his drum. Everybody always talk about his drums, or always how he uses his voice and all them little sounds and shit. Dr. Dre is another one. You know what I'm saying? All them dudes, they specialized in drums. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They knew how to they knew more about drums than everything else. You know what I'm saying?
Why do you think Why do you think that is, and why do you think that drives hip hop? Why do you think the drums are what drive? What do you think the drums are what drive everything?
It's the feeling. It's the beat. It's, you know what I'm saying. It's mostly the feeling. Like, people move to what feel good. You know what I'm saying. Depending on how it feels, it's gonna depend on what it makes you do. You know.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy that you say that, because I'm thinking about like how in a club, right? How was this match hit by Dr. Dre, and the drums were crazy in that. If you think about the drums, the drum cadence in that was really crazy. So, you ended, from what I understood, you started DJing first before you did anything else, right?
Well, no, actually, I started producing first.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
I was producing first. Now, I sucked, but I was making 30 beats a day. So I started at probably like 19.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? 19, 20, something like that. I couldn't even drink yet.
Okay.
You know, I mean, we was drinking anyways, probably, but technically I couldn't even drink yet.
I know what you mean.
You know?
Yeah.
But I started producing first. I was making like 30 beats a day. I felt like I was gonna be the greatest. I thought everything I made was dope. But how I end up getting into the everything else, man, is I end up learning how to DJ, but I just wanted to learn. Like, I'm the type of person, you know what I'm saying? I feel like all that stuff coincides with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to learn how to DJ. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to DJ, and then when I learned how to DJ, that's what I was doing. I was producing and DJing for a really, really long time. About 6.5 years in, 7 years is when I, you know what I'm saying, started making music.
Okay.
Like, as far as songs.
Okay.
Like, as far as me being like the main artist, is this my song. But I only really started doing that is because, you know, people kept telling me, man, you need to start making music, man. Your shit, like, you making all this jamming shit, your shit is way harder than everybody else's shit. You know what I'm saying? So at first I kept telling no. I was fighting it for a really, really long time. And then, you know what I'm saying, my homie was just like, man, just make one song. And if nothing happened with it, then you don't have to never do no rapping ever again.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shit, I made one song and that bitch hit the radio.
Okay.
My first song, that bitch hit the radio and that whole started taking off. And then Off the Lot came. It was a record called How We Do.
Okay.
I started getting like 2 spins a day on the radio, like every day. It was like, it was building.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, we hearing it like 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah.
It's fucking me up.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting all these tweets and shit. I was like, what the fuck? And my people just like, we like, oh shit, bitch, we on the radio.
That was a crazy feeling.
It was fucking crazy. Because you gotta think before then, shit, I might have made one song ever.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that shit started happening, start going. Then next thing you know what I'm saying, I look up, shit, I make a couple more songs. I was like, fuck it. I drop a mixtape called XO Like the Drug. And I swear to God, maybe 3 months later, maybe 3.5 months later, nigga, Off the Lot, all of a sudden, they found out about Off the Lot. And they was like, whose song is this? And they was like, man, that's XO. That's another song he made. And next thing you know, they was like, man, fuck this shit. We're playing this one. And they stopped playing How We Do. And they added Off the Lot, full rotation. Okay. And shit, it's 2 years later, nigga, and shit, that whole changed my life.
Okay. But what year Off the Lot came out?
Like 2 years ago.
Off the Lot came out 2 years ago?
Yes.
They still playing it.
Yep.
Dang. Oh, wow. Dang.
They're still playing it. Like, I just heard Off the Lot on the radio like a day ago.
Yeah, I hear it. I'm not a big radio guy, like all the time.
I don't listen to it a lot,
but I hear it too, and I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's why 2 years. Wow, that's crazy. I didn't know that was 2 years.